Hi, this is Matthias Sieber, and this is my second Django tutorial, and we will go ahead and this is going to be the first part of a series because we will create a blog. And in this tutorial, there's we're going to make a simple blog system, fully functional, but not too much goodies around it, but a really easy place to make you more familiar with Django. So I created a Django project already. I'm running Python 3.3.2, Django 1.6 beta 4, and I'm in my project folder here, and I will go ahead and start a new app and just call it blog here. So in this newly created subdirectory, which is also our app folder here, we're going to go ahead and start with the models first. And this is going to be just one model for now for the posts. So we're going to create a class post from models model. It's going to have a title. We're going to give it a maximum length of, let's say, Twitter length 140 characters. We can also give it a description, which will be shown on the actual index page, so like a teaser. Also give it 140 characters here. The actual content, it's going to be a text field. It's going to be escaped, so meaning no HTML. It's going to be formulated, coded, you know what I mean. It's going to be just raw text for now. Eventually we might want to use Markdown or something like that. Django has a very interesting field called slug field. We're going to use that for the slug. So it's going to be the path, basically. If in case we want to draft some articles but not make it public yet, we're going to create a Boolean field. By default, we're going to set yes. If we create something new, it's going to be published. Also the date, because we would like to be able to sort or look for articles in a certain date. And we're going to pass the argument for that it's automatically set the time for now to newly published articles. As far as the author goes, we don't, at least for now, we don't create a whole new author class. We're just gonna go ahead and use the user model from Django. So it's going to be a foreign key. It's going to be user. And I'm going to jump to line 2. And I'm going to import that. Okay. Next, what I like to do, since it's a lot of text, and I personally don't go into reasons too much, but for this blog, it's the way it's intended to be used is not for link spamming. You have however the possibility to create one more link to further reading, and Django gives us a URL field for that, which is optional, so we set blank to true, as well as give it a link description. And we're going to set that to 140 characters as well. And also this is optional. Okay. Also, for blog posts, the ordering is usually newest to oldest, and why not show that in our model already? and give it an ordering. And it's going to be a string in a list. It's going to create it, and the minus tells Django that it's going to be a descending order. Okay, next, the string representation. So instead of post object, it's gonna whenever you interact with a model or object of the model, it's gonna tell you the title and not, hey, I'm a object. So let's set return self title, and this class will also have a method for getting the absolute URL. To give back the slug. And we're going to use reverse here, no absolute path, and we're going to use a view which we'll later on create, and its name is going to be getPost, because we're going to get a post. So this is for actually displaying the content. And as argument, we're going to pass the slug. Of course, we have to import reverse, and that's in Django core URL resolvers. Put reverse. Okay, that's it for the models. Next, we will go ahead and create our views. So for the views, first, of course, we're gonna import our new created model. I'm gonna import it like this. Post. Okay, and I will go once again, not with a class-based view here at the moment. It's a little bit of an overkill for what we are doing. So this index view is going to be our home view, so just to display all the posts. And so we set the variable posts, and it should get all the objects in the post model. Of course, eventually we want to filter that down to posts that, let's say, just get 10 posts or 5 or 20 or whatever, and work with that. But for now, it's okay. Just get all. We will render that in our template, which we will have to create. It's gonna follow block/index.html, and we will pass those posts we just queried, or which we will query actually when the site is rendered, because query sets are lazy, meaning only because you write something here, like getting all the objects in post doesn't mean it's going to be executed just when it's actually needed. So keep that in mind. Okay, that's it for the index view. For the individual blog post, we said we're going to use blog.views.getPost. This has a request, and if you remember, we will pass a slug. So the from the method getAbsoluteURL, it's gonna get you the slug data member, and that's what we're working with. And for that, since there might be some invalid links, or we had a URL post created, then we didn't like it, got it on, and the link is already shared somewhere, it'll return into it should return into a 404. Okay. So Django has a nice shortcut for that. It's get object or 404, and you can look it up if you don't know this already, and it's in the same package or in the same module as render. So get object or for. And of course I have to render something here as well. And I'm gonna call it post.html. And we will use that one single post we are getting. Oops. Okay, so far so good. Let's go ahead. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, we are going to create our templates. Going to create a templates directory in my app directory, and in this templates directory, I'm going to create a subdirectory with the name of my app, which is blog. And in this newly created directory, I'm going to go ahead and create a base HTML. And yeah, this is just HTML5. Nothing too exciting, and it's, if you watched my earlier my first Django tutorial, this is going to be pretty much a repetition. But I will set the right char set here, which is UTF-8 in the meta description. Okay, style sheet, we don't have one yet, so just go with the title first. And again, I like to extend my links rather than overwriting it, so I'm going to set a new block title, and this will be used for in the templates that'll extend on using this template, this base template. Okay, I'm just gonna put this kind of together. Okay, navigation. It's gonna be the index URL. So we will name this index. We will have to set that later on in our URL sub PY. Call it home. And another link I'm just gonna set here for now is for the admin login. That's admin :index. Okay, next is the article on the actual content, and yeah, I'm just gonna put it already in a div container. So I'm gonna give it a div class here. Let's say content. And this is where the templates like get post will write into index as well, of course. Okay. Create a footer here, which is going to be empty for now. Close the body. Close the HTML. It's a little bit all over the place, but it should be readable. Okay. So next one, we will use the index.html, which has to be created. and extends, not extend. I made this error earlier this morning. And base HTML is our base template. Okay, so it'll extend the title as well, just with index. So it's going to be, what did it say? Blog tutorial colon space and an index. That's for the actual title tag. Now we are going to create our content. And remember, this is the index.html, and which is used for the view index in views.py. It'll render its content, its posts into content. So for post and posts, which is passed by or rendered by the view, we now do something with post. And what do? We're just gonna say we're gonna put a header, then the post, which will display the title since we put it in a model in the method def double underscore or str double underscore. It's returning self title, so we could as well do this post title. But we would also like to make this clickable or linkable. I don't even know if that's a word. And for that, we will call the get absolute URL method without the what is it, parentheses? Yeah. So Django knows what to do with this. Okay, and we'd also like to give a description here. So, and this is not, of course, like nicely formatted by any means right now. So, but it's for later, and you can do whatever you want with it anyway. We end the for loop. Am I forgetting something? No, that's it for now. Of course, end the content block. And save that. Okay, next. Pardon, get post for our single posts. Again, it extends from our base HTML. And for the title, we're just gonna set or extend the title to our post title. So post, remember, our views will use post and title. Easy as that. And then we close the title block. And now it's going to be a little bit more interesting, since we're using the actual content. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead here and I actually call or name use some div containers. I mean, I would have to use line breaks instead, and I'm not too fond of that. Should I use ID or class? I'll just use class. Well, yeah, it looks more like ID. Who cares? So again, I'm going to set a title, and then pardon me. Next, we are gonna set the author. We're gonna just underneath for now. And another div container for the actual content. Okay, and like I said, this is escaped, so if you put HTML on there, it's not going to be shown, and there's reason for that. There, of course, are like filters and stuff where you can or put auto escape off, or say, yeah, this is safe, don't auto escape, but I would advise against that. You will probably not be the only one working on your blog. Okay, but one thing to keep in mind, when we created the model, the link and the link description is optional, and so we don't want always a div container here standing if there is no need for one. So we're just gonna ask, hey, is there something? And if so, just gonna say further reading, and the actual link. So the and this is not the link of the post itself, not an absolute URL. It is an external link, or whatever it is set as a source, for example. And I like to open those in a new window by default. And we could check if there's a link description, but right now we assume that our users who will use the admin panel to create posts, that if they set a link, they say also link description for now. Close the div and close the end if. Close the block, the content block, and that's it for that. Okay, am I forgetting something? I don't think so. Okay, so since I deleted the database here, I'm gone, and I need to sync the new models anyway. I'm gonna run manage sync database, sync DB. Gonna create a super user here. Okay, let's go ahead. We're not done yet. So we have to set URL patterns, and for that I could go ahead and put it into the URLs for the project, but I like it better that every app has its own urls.py, especially if there's if the path is go away, if there's like a subdirectory on a web server. Okay. Okay, and for that, I hope I don't make the same mistake like I did this morning. So it's DjangoConf URLs, and as well patterns with an S. And of course, we're gonna import the views again from our blog. Also, URL patterns, URL. Oh no, what am I doing? Not yet. Patterns. Gosh. Okay, the first one is easy. It's just gonna be the root, and that'll go to the index. And we give it a name, index, which is used. And also for the get post, we will say same thing, but use a slide. So this is the key. Is that it? I think so. Okay. All right, that should be it. I think I'm forgetting something, but you see. Next, in our project folder, in the settings, go ahead and add your app into the installed apps. And in the URLs, also on the project, include your block URLs here. Okay, let's try it out. Moment of truth. No such table blog post. Oh yeah, of course. Because we sync the database before we actually put this into the installed apps. Yes, there we go. All right, I'm gonna open this in a new window. And forgot one thing. Put it in the admin. So STT is for template tag, but we didn't register our blog in the admin. What am I doing? Form blog, models, import, post. And the admin side, register, post. And we will make the admin nicer as well. Okay, there it is on the blog, posts. No post here yet, so we will go and create one. First test, description, blog content. Okay. First test. Okay, set it published. That should be it for now. Okay, so we created this post. Let's see if it's there. Yeah. I knew I forgot something again, the URLs, and I believe it is, hold on. So let's stop this. Okay, there we are. So this is our index view. You see first test and just the blog post with a description. I click on this and page not found. Okay, might either be the URLs or the views. Let's take a look. Yeah, I mixed this. I have to learn these regular expressions better. Okay, let's see. Yeah, here we are. Okay, as you can see, title, then the author, and the content. So what I want to do now, let's just create another one. And let's add a link. Just to my Facebook. Save that. Okay, and as you can see, the ordering is also in place, so that's a good thing. And yep, it opens it up. Why did I put 10thplanethamburg.com? That's not my, whatever. I'll make a commercial here. Okay. There we are. Okay, works. Okay, so this is for now. What I want to do is in the next tutorial modify the admin a little bit so that you see not only the post but also the description and the author here, as well as putting some filtering options here, etc. And also give it a little bit of CSS flavor so you can actually use it in production. Okay, I hope this tutorial helped you. Please leave a comment if it did, and if not, why not, and also if you think you can explain something better, please give that explanation, and I'd like to add some notes via annotations to the video if a part was unclear. And thank you very much for your time, and keep on coding.